Today, we're going to be talking about the beautiful Rita Hayworth and specifically her physical transformation. Now, we could spend a lot of time going into the details of Rita's life, which are very tragic, but I wanted to keep this video strictly about her physical appearance, her physical transformation, and how that contributed to her success within Hollywood. Rita was born Margarita Carmen Cancino to a father of Spanish descent and a mother of Irish and English descent. She came from a family of dancers, and her father performed originally with his sister as a group called the Dancing Cancinos. Years later, he revived that performance with his young daughter, Margarita, in 1931. To advance their dancing careers, the family moved to Chula Vista, a city close to the Mexican border, and this was actually where Rita was discovered, dancing in a Mexican nightclub. I see that there's a little bit of confusion about Rita's ethnicity, and sometimes people will say that she was of Mexican descent, but she was not. She was just living in Mexico at the time that she was discovered. Rita was discovered due to her beauty and her natural talent. But let's be honest, at the time, there was a prevailing look in Hollywood, and studio executives encouraged Rita to erase some of her more ethnic features. Let's take a look at exactly what she did. First, let's take a look at Rita's hair changes. Rita became known for those fiery red locks, but she was not a natural redhead by any means. Rita was actually a natural brunette. And when she was still in the preliminary period of her career, she was still hustling, still trying to make a name for herself. Executives recommended that she try to dye her hair red. They said that this might make her look less quote unquote simple, which we really know is code for less ethnic. And she did. Let's take a look at the transformation. So you can see this is what Rita looked like before she dyed her hair. Beautiful dark hair, and then this is what happened after. So she had a couple of iterations of that red hair. Sometimes it was more red, sometimes it was more of a strawberry blonde, but the red became her signature. I mean, you are definitely not hiding in a crowd with hair like that. And Rita never went back to the black hair after that. And that was a lot of upkeep over the years. Rita actually said that she re-dyed her hair every other day to keep that red color fresh. Now we have better technology with our hair dyes, but at the time, she probably thought that that was the best way to keep her hair looking naturally red. What's really ironic is that studio executives preferred to photograph her when she had about 1 day's growth on her head. So they liked to photograph her when she had a little bit of that brunette peeking through. They thought that it framed her face really well and highlighted her features. Now, let's move on to one of Rita's more talked about transformations, and that is actually her hairline. Now, it sounds kind of crazy that someone would do electrolysis on their hairline, but we see this in modern days too. Kim Kardashian is one celebrity who has reportedly had electrolysis done on the hairline. But there is a major difference between doing that procedure now versus back when Rita was doing it. It was a lot more painful and it was much more barbaric. So the fact that Rita Hayworth went through over a year of electrolysis, which is essentially hitting your hair follicles with a live wire, it's really remarkable that she endured that for well over a year. And this is back in the 1930s. There wasn't local anesthesia. It was basically just giving a patient a bottle of alcohol and telling them to bear with the pain. The term beauty is pain really meant something back then. So let's look at the before and after. So we see here that Rita had a lower hairline, and that can be attributed to her Spanish roots. Let's look at what she looks like after. So you can see a clear difference here in the space in between her eyebrows and her hairline. She has a lot more space in her forehead. And of course, like many other actresses at the time, there were other things that Rita did in order to maintain her appearance. Weight loss, strict diets, those are things that we've heard about before with many of those actresses at the time. And that's something that we definitely see in current times as well. Now, the question that I have, and I'm going to pose, is did Rita Hayworth try to eliminate her identity? I personally don't think so. It seems like at that time she was known for her mixed ethnic background. She wasn't trying to hide it, and that was something that contributed to her allure. The appeal was that she was of this exotic background, but she actually had diluted it, muted it, in order to fit what was acceptable at the time. So she made herself into a look that was more acceptable, but she still brought a unique sensuality. And it was this mixture of wholesomeness and also being able to fit that Anglo look, right? That all-American girl look, but still maintaining her identity and soul. That's what really got Rita into that place of stardom. She continued to dance in her way, in a manner that was seen as a little bit more sexualized than you would typically see. And Fred Astaire actually said that he was her favorite dance partner. And I would go so far as to say that Rita, her transformation, her willingness to do whatever it took to make it to stardom and make her look more accessible, is what paved the way for many of our modern Latina actresses. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.